If this box of electronic components were placed in front of most people, they would probably see nothing more than a pile of old capacitors ready to become electronic waste. But interestingly, for today's project, I only need a single one of them, because this tiny green capacitor will play a critically important role in building a recycled antenna device that works in a way most people would never expect. For the very first step, I will extend the 2 wire leads of the capacitor by attaching 2 short pieces of wire to each side, making the connection process in the following steps much easier and more convenient to work with. The type of wire I am using here for extending the connections is solid core wire, mainly because it is quite flexible, easy to bend into the desired shape, and makes the assembly process much more convenient overall. Next, the 2 remaining wire ends will be connected directly to this ceiling lamp socket. But instead of using it for its usual lighting purpose, today I will repurpose this component and turn it into an important connection point that will link directly to the main signal receiving section of the homemade antenna device I am building. As for this rectangular wooden board, I will use it as the base for the entire recycled antenna device. And to firmly secure the lamp socket in place, I will tighten it down with screws so it is directly attached to the surface of the wooden board. Besides the lamp socket, there will still be several other components that need to be attached onto this base. And to secure all of them quickly while keeping everything firmly in place, I will use hot glue to handle this entire part of the assembly. To connect the remaining ends of the 2 wires to the external signal conducting section, I will add one more intermediate connector, which is a simple 2x2 terminal block. This small component will make the wire connections much cleaner while also creating a more secure and stable connection point for the entire device. Next, here is an old LED bulb, but instead of using it for lighting as usual, today I will repurpose it as the main signal receiving component for this recycled antenna device. The reason is that inside every LED bulb there are conductive metal parts, and when connected properly, these elements are capable of receiving and transferring electromagnetic oscillations coming from the surrounding environment. And of course, one essential component that this project simply cannot work without is a coaxial cable. This part will handle the signal transmission process, because with its conductive core protected by a specialized shielding layer, it allows the received signal to travel more steadily while minimizing signal loss during the connection process. For this end of the coaxial cable, I will connect it directly to the two remaining terminals of the 2x2 terminal block. This connection method allows the signal collected by the receiving section to travel into the system more steadily while also creating a stronger and more secure connection for the entire device. This is a straight F connector, where one side will be connected directly to the coaxial cable. On the other side, I will attach an additional 90-degree F connector, making it much easier to connect the device to the TV. Alright, so the recycled antenna device, including the signal transmission component, has now been completed. I will take it outside right away to carry out real-world testing. Before connecting this recycled antenna device to the TV, I want to check first so you can clearly see that at this moment, the television is not receiving any signal at all. Just a few seconds after making the connection, the picture has already appeared on the screen. But we won't jump to conclusions yet. Let's keep testing for a while longer to see whether the signal remains stable or not. Even though the signal still seems stable so far and nothing unusual has happened yet, to test it more carefully, I'm going to disconnect it and plug it back in once again to see what happens. And at this point we can clearly see that the combination of the blue capacitor and the LED bulb is not just two components sitting side by side. It feels like the final two pieces of a tuned system, where energy is stored, smoothed and released at the right moment to produce a stable and clear light. The blue capacitor acts like a rhythm keeper, preventing the current from becoming uneven or unstable. The LED bulb responds with a clean, efficient and effective light output. It doesn't need to be complicated. Just two simple components working in the right way together are enough to create a reliable result. And that is exactly what we've seen today, a small system running in a very correct way.